Absolutely. If you've watched Demon Slayer, you've seen the epic battle between Kaijiro Rengoku and Akaza. Unfortunately, we all know how that fight ended. But have you ever wondered what would happen if Kaijiro Rengoku had defeated Akaza? What would the consequences of that victory be? That's exactly what we're going to explore in this video. So, if you're curious to find out how the story could have taken a different turn, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and let's dive right into the content. First, we need to set up a favorable scenario for Kaijiro Rengoku. Let's imagine that the Entertainment District arc happens before the Mugen Train arc. This way, Tanjiro would train at the Butterfly Mansion and significantly improve his skill. This boost would be crucial to ensure Tanjiro survives during the Entertainment District arc. If he went to the Mugen Train with his original skill level, he likely wouldn't survive the encounters with the upper six. By the end of the Entertainment District arc, Tanjiro would have his Demon Slayer mark evolved to the point of starting to resonate with other Demon Slayers. This would set the stage for Rengoku to win against Akaza. With Tanjiro stronger and the Demon Slayers at a higher level, the battle on the Mugen Train could have a different outcome, allowing Rengoku to win. The story would start the same way as in the original. Despite Tanjiro, Inosuke, Zenitsu, and Nezuko having combat experience against an upper moon, they still wouldn't avoid Enmu's traps and would face the same difficulties dealing with him. Enmu's defeat would still come at the hands of Inosuke with his beast breathing, and Tanjiro with his Hinakami Kagura. Meanwhile, Zenitsu, Rengoku, and Nezuko would protect the train card. After the lower moon's defeat, Tanjiro would still suffer the same injuries caused by the train conductor. However, due to his greater combat experience, he could control his blood circulation and stop the bleeding without Rengoku's help. They would have a conversation about the mission, reflecting on the challenges and lessons learned. Because of the experience gained by the Demon Slayers during the Entertainment District arc, the confrontation on the Mugen Train would be resolved more quickly, still in the middle of the night, with a few hours left until dawn. By the end of the mission, the team would be more united and prepared for future challenges, creating a more favorable scenario for their next battle. Unlike what happened in the original story, in this version, Tanjiro would be standing, with his injuries under control and enough experience to fight even when wounded. While walking with Rengoku toward the train where the passengers were, a massive pressure envelopes them both. Upper Moon 3, Akaza, appears and charges, trying to attack Tanjiro. However, Tanjiro defends himself with his katana and is thrown away. Akaza then tries to attack the Flame Hashira, but Rengoku reacts quickly, cutting Akaza's arm, making him retreat. At this point, all the rituals and events of the original arc are recreated. The difference is that Tanjiro, after being thrown, takes a few minutes to recover, close his wounds, and return to the fight. Meanwhile, Rengoku and Akaza exchange fierce blows. The Flame Hashira maintains a defensive stance, doing his best to protect the young Demon Slayer. Inosuke, Nezuko, and Zenitsu arrive unexpectedly and attempt to combine attack using Beast Breathing, Thunder Breathing, and Nezuko's Blood Demon art. However, Akaza, using his compass needle, dodges the attacks and retreats again. Rengoku realizes that Akaza is not a suitable opponent for them, so he orders the three to back off. Inosuke, ignoring Rengoku's order, charges and ends up being punched by Akaza with such force that he is thrown against a tree, knocking him out of the fight. After knocking out Inosuke, Akaza tries to attack Zenitsu. Zenitsu, who is asleep, uses his divine speed to land a hit on the upper moon, but his katana breaks in the process. Without the strength to continue fighting Akaza, Zenitsu is left vulnerable. Rengoku steps in to protect Zenitsu, striking a blow that makes Akaza retreat once again. Rengoku then wakes Zenitsu, who is still groggy from sleep. Terrified by Akaza's presence, Zenitsu follows Rengoku's order to take care of Inosuke and get him off the battlefield. Rengoku also tells Nezuko to help the injured passengers from the train. In this scenario, the battle is highly strategic, with Rengoku protecting the young Demon Slayers while fighting Akaza. Tanjiro Kamado, after being thrown far away, manages to stop the bleeding from his reopened wound. Determined to save Rengoku, he runs back to where the Flame Hashira is fighting the upper moon, Akaza. Upon arrival, Tanjiro sees a whirlwind of flame surrounding Rengoku, who has just used his most powerful flame-breathing form as a last resort. He knew that with his injury, He couldn't defeat Akaza without using his strongest technique. Tanjiro watches in horror, and when the dust settles, he sees Akaza landing a fatal punch in Rengoku's stomach. Just like in the original story, Rengoku is fatally wounded by the upper moon. In his final moments, Rengoku grabs Akaza's arm and fends off his attack, striking the upper moon with what remains of his sword. He drives the blade halfway through Akaza's neck, while Tanjiro watches in despair. Tanjiro rushes to help the flame Hashira, but when he looks at Rengoku's face, he sees a faint smile. Suddenly, flaming marks appear on Rengoku's face, blessing him with a final burst of power. With these marks, Rengoku finally cuts off Akaza's head. Akaza's world turns upside down, as he cannot believe a mere human could defeat him. Gradually, Akaza's body starts to disintegrate as the sun rises, illuminating the blood-soaked scene of the flame Hashira. Rengoku, having eliminated the Upper Moon 3, also meets his end. His heroic sacrifice not only saves his comrade, but also showcases the true strength and courage of a Hashira. The victory against Akaza, though tragic, strengthens Tanjiro's and the other demon slayers' resolve in their fight against the demonic forces. Upon hearing about Rengoku's fate, Kagaya Abuyashiki would be saddened by his death, but also exhilarated by the defeat of another Upper Moon. He would believe that destiny had great things in store for his generation of slayers. After all, another one of the 3 strongest moons had been defeated by a Hashira. The Demon Slayer mark would begin to be studied by the organization due to its importance and potential. Some records about this mark might be revealed earlier than expected. Although Tanjiro would feel weak due to Rengoku's death, he would learn more about his sun-breathing technique. He would visit Rengoku's house to learn more about his technique and honor his legacy. On the demon side, Muzan would be extremely frustrated with Akaza's defeat. He would take out his anger on the remaining Upper Moon. The invasion of the Swordsmith village would begin much more aggressively and intensely, given that there was now a user of sun-breathing and Slayer's awakening mark, in addition to one of the strongest moons being defeated. Kokushibo, extremely irritated by the situation, would demand discipline from the other moon, using Akaza's defeat as an example. This defeat would serve as a grim reminder of the Slayer's strength and determination, motivating the demons to be even more ruthless in their future confrontations, which is exactly what gave me the idea for another video that will be posted here soon. What if Doma had gone to the Swordsmith village with Hantengu and Gyako? Would the story change significantly? I want to know your opinions about this video. Does this theory make sense? What would you change about this story? Leave your thoughts in the comments. I'll read all of them. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss the next videos that will be coming out on the channel. With that, see you in the next video.